Well, it's perfect time here to bring you some music, some new music on this New Music Tuesday. Our Duke Eatmon is here with an award-winning artist born in Venezuela, so is appreciating this heat out there today. I got a hands up when I mentioned the forecast, but now calls Montreal home. Okay, I have problems listening to these Latin beats and sitting down. It's like I can't sit in a chair. I have to get up.
I want to dance, and his music is very, very danceable. The track is called Desapareces by JACE Carrillo. He's got a new album, which was supposed to come out in September. It's now been pushed ahead to August, called Phenomena. It's a sophomore set. He's got quite an interesting career. He's only been in this country about 8 years, and he's done so much. We're going to talk about it all today. It's my honor and privilege to welcome to New Music Tuesdays, Mr. JACE Carrillo. Welcome to the show.
Oh. Bonjour, hi, or as I would say, hola.
Hola, bienvenido. JACE, it's great to have you.
Yeah, so such a pleasure, honestly. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for giving me this space to talk with you and with all the people that are listening to us right now.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Now, you've been here since 2015. What brought you from Venezuela to this very questionable country weather-wise, anyway?
I came to Canada as a vacation kind of trip in 2009, and I fell in love with Canada. I
thought you were going to say he fell in love.
Well,
that's usually what happens, right?
It's starting with fall in love with Canada. We'll see.
With Canada, there you go. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and in 2015, I said, I want to stay. I want to learn languages. First of all, that part, because you have to break those barriers. And in a country like Canada, where you can speak English and French, I thought it was a nice challenge for me. It was something that I wanted to experiment, and of course I wanted to study music. I wanted to produce. I had so many ideas in the past, and I didn't find a way to put them on a project, So here is where I really felt like I was burning again. I had the opportunity to pull out this project called JACE Carrillo, and here I am.
How did you connect with the Montreal music community? Because it's quite diverse. I mean, everything is represented in Montreal. What was your first impression of the music community here?
Well, I think it was so pleasant to hear so many languages at the same time and so many cultures in the same place, especially in a city like Montreal, right? You're walking on the street and you find so many different characters, everyone living its own movie. Right, because each person is a world, and I found it so inspiring to write music in English, in French, and Spanish. So here I am, putting out my Spanish because I know is what it makes me feel natural. But I'm trying to include English songs, and I'm thinking on making some French music as well.
Sabrina, he's not lying. Every week here on New Music Tuesdays, we got a different style of music, often in different languages as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And often you'll hear the different languages within a phrase, within one song. For you, JACE, what was easier to learn when you first moved to Montreal, French or English?
French for sure in the grammar part, not the grammar part, more like getting the reading. I think it was easier.
It's
French.
The writing that kicks you in the butt.
Yeah, the writing is different though. but English definitely was something that I found practical. Yeah.
Now, what year did you compete on La Voix?
Wow, such a great experience. The exposure and the opportunity, the visibility. I think in that moment, I realized that I could make something as a solo project, as a solo artist. And
that was what year?
In 2017.
Okay, so that's like 2 years after you got here. You're on La Voix.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't know. I mean, I found the words in French, but I didn't know exactly everything that was happening. I couldn't understand everything. So it was definitely a good experience to experiment. Definitely. Yeah.
Did you find it educational as far as the industry goes, and just all around performance, and from a songwriting perspective as well? Did you learn a lot on it?
Oh yeah, definitely. And collaboration is such a great thing, and it's what makes the music industry industry evolve even better, right? And consolidating and getting that chance to collaborate with people. So that exposure and that opportunity to meet with other songwriters, with other artists, with other producers, that was like the door that opened for me after that.
You've been busy. You've been working with a lot of producers, and you already released your debut a couple of years ago. It was called JACE, and you had a single called The Rhythm of Life.
Yeah.
And you won last year the 2022 Venezuelan Pepsi Music Award. Tell us about that.
Oh my goodness, yeah. For sure, it was special. It's been almost 8 years that I haven't been in Venezuela, so getting that recognition from my country, it meant the world for me. And it was like, okay, I'm still connected to it. I'm still connected even if I'm so far. So The Rhythm of Life is a song that was lifting up your spirit during the pandemic time. And I tried to put out this my first English song. And for sure it was really special for the moment, right?
That was your first single song, because we're going to hear the new single, Equinox. That's the only second English recording you've done.
Yeah.
Wow. And Jace, you say you feel connected to Venezuela, and that recognition kind of, brought that feeling back that, okay, I'm Venezuelan, although I understand you're also Canadian now. You passed your Canadian citizenship test, and you sang "Oh Canada" at a hockey game.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And it was special for sure. Again, everything that's happening, it's definitely marking I even have a tattoo in my calf with the Canadian.
Oh, you got the halves.
Yeah, and it's the Canadian leaf with the Venezuelan flag inside, and it meant a new point in my life, like becoming dual with Canadian, dual citizen, and singing the anthem. It wasn't the Venezuelan anthem; it was the Canadian anthem, and I did it in English and in French, and people were like seeing that maybe I'm not from here, but I feel like I'm from here now. So I got the opportunity to represent the Latin industry, but being a Canadian citizen.
Just out of curiosity, for those, that take it for granted that have just been born in Canada and are Canadian citizens by their birthright, in becoming a Canadian citizen, did you have to study? Did you have to learn the history and do a test and all that?
Oh, yeah, but...
Was it a kick in the butt? Was it hard, or...?
No, but, I did it as a way to... I did it as a cultural knowledge. I didn't find it as a way to know I have to study the Canadian culture, what happened here. No, I try to watch videos and get to know the history of the place where I was. And for me, it was a pleasure to learn it. Like it didn't represent like an obligation, And I think that's what is great from this country. Like I know that there's a lot of history, but I know that we can connect to it because Canada preserves a lot of, let's say, environmental things that we can rescue, animals. I've been studying, how to say this, the biodiversity in the past. Sure. In Venezuela, I did projects that were related to that. And coming here to Canada and seeing that these animals that I was studying in the past are from here. It meant I felt like everything was connected at the end,
It's crazy, Sabrina. Gentlemen like Jace probably know more now about Canadian history and the present than, your typical Canadian citizen, because he's actually forced to go into it and learn, and on his part was very eager
enthusiastic, yeah.
Tell me about Phenomena. Now, the album was due to come out in September. It's been pushed earlier to August. What can we expect on this record?
Phenomena is, I think, for sure, is my biggest project yet. I've worked a lot for it. I think so much effort behind and a great team as well. I had the opportunity to collaborate with great producers and great songwriters as well. And this album represents. I know that I released a first album called JACE, but this album I feel like it's the real beginning. I had the opportunity to put out
real JACE.
Yeah, like I had the opportunity to put out a concept and a story that was interconnected between the songs. The first album was mostly like an experiment. Like I was trying to find my sounds. I was like checking, okay, I took like 6 months to make one song, This album just a flow.
It was
from
very
the beginning.
organic, very natural.
Yeah, it was more organic. Yeah, exactly.
You began in Latin music, and that was the base of everything that you've done. But in coming to North America, you've also become a big fan of R&B, big pop. You count people like Justin Timberlake and Usher and Justin Bieber as some of the artists that you admire. So would it be fair to say that your music is a combination of all those things?
It is. It is, definitely it is. I think we're in a new phase of the music industry where it's global, everywhere.
Is Latin music bigger than it's ever been?
I think so, yeah. This is the best time to do Spanish songs. Like, I feel like Canada should embrace it even more, because a person like me, an artist like me, I want to represent this country for sure, but I'm ready to sing Spanish all over the place, all over the world. So I know that Latin music is at its best point ever.
We're going to hear the single Equinox. Is from the forthcoming album Phenomena, coming out in August. Tell us about the track.
Equinox is such a special song. It talks about two lovers that are in different poles, and as the word says, equinox, it means that there's a moment in the year where there's a transition, but also where there are same length of days and nights. So maybe these persons, even if they are far away, they feel attracted to each other, and they feel this connection that we call, it's kind of like a cosmos-related cry, but it's a distant song.
The single is called Equinox. It's from the forthcoming Phenomena in August sometime, you said,
in
right?
August, yeah, in August. I don't want to say the date yet, but I'm preparing big surprises for them.
Late summer, okay.
This is our guest on New Music Tuesdays. This is JACE Carrillo. When's the next time your fans can catch you do something live?
It's coming out really soon. It's going to be May the 25th. And it's going to be here in Montreal, in my city.
Where?
So you can catch me live at Point Bar Lounge. It's located in Saint-Denis. So in that street, you're going to find me there. It's going to be an acoustic, intimate kind of show, right. Guitar,
Unplugged.
Piano.
And then June 5th, you'll be in the T-Dot for Canadian Music Week.
Yes. That's I'm really excited. I'm really excited to play for the second time back there. So, yeah, Toronto.
The name of the album is Phenomena, the new single Equinox, and then there's another one coming out as well, right? A new single coming out.
This Friday is coming out. One of my favorite songs of the album is called Moviendo.
Which means what?
Moviendo means moving, okay? But and it's related to water, so it makes sense, right? But it's this tropical summer vibes mixed with Afro-pop in Spanish. Oh my God, I can't wait. It's been like an anxiety moment for me, but I really think it's gonna go well.
Is it on one of your playlists, Jace? Do you have playlists that you like work out to your own
created
music?
a playlist with Afro-pop and put in these sounds as well, so I really hope to share it and see how people can react to it.
JACE Carrillo, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you so much for the invitation, and I'll send you a big hug. Un abrazo.
Un abrazo, gracias. Thank you. You're welcome back anytime. That is JACE Carrillo. Montrealer, born in Venezuela, now calls Montreal home. And look out for that album called Phenomena coming out later this summer. And Duke, you'll be back after 4 o'clock. More new music today.
More local new music.
Excellent. Looking forward to that. Thank you so much. That is New Music Tuesday here on Let's Go. And Lita, that was perfect music. If you are unfortunately stuck in traffic, that'll put you in a good mood.
At least you'll be dancing. And if you are...